Welcome, everyone. It's 7 p.m. and we call to order the monthly meeting of the Meridian Library District Board of Trustees. We recognize that all of the trustees are here in the room except for Trustee Hart. She will be joining us remotely for tonight's meeting. First up is the opportunity for public comment. Part of every month's meetings. Do we have anybody signed up for public comment? Okay, thank you. With that, we'll move on to item number 3 on the agenda, the consent agenda. This is the place to put items that do not require extensive discussion and are not expected to cause any dissension or need for deliberation. There are 4 items on the consent agenda this month. The approval of the regular minutes from our March meeting, a job description for the human resources coordinator with a small change, and then 2 small changes to policies, one the finance policy and also the photography policy. Are there any objections to approving the consent agenda as proposed in our packets? Hearing none, the consent agenda is approved by unanimous consent. Next up is item number 4 on the agenda, the financial report. We'll turn the time over to Emma and/or Nick.
Mr. Chair, I don't have anything, but happy to answer any questions.
Okay, great. Questions from trustees? Look pretty routine to me. With that, there are 2 action items associated with the financial reports, and I would entertain a motion for those action items at this time.
I move that we approve the February 2026 financial reports.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I move that we approve the disbursement approvals for February 2026.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second for that one. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 5 on the agenda tonight is our director updates. Mr. Grove.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We will start off with the Cherry Lane renovation, since that's top of mind for all of us usually. We are making great progress on it. We're finding new things every day. Usually not something we want to hear in a construction project, but it is what it is on a renovation. If you've driven by, you will see those pictures that we have up there. That's kind of where we're at with the building. They have opened up the east side of the building. The one in the middle and the one on the far right are showing the new main entrance to the building and where that is going to be built. And the picture on the left, actually, that is also a picture of the same thing. I'm just looking at it from a different direction. So that's that large opening. It will be the lobby and the 24-hour holds area going forward. This is the inside of the building. So the picture on the left is that same opening, but from the inside, looking out. And then the picture on the right is the smaller opening on the southeast corner of the building, which will be the window that would be a large window that looks into the children's area, allowing a lot of light to come into that active play area for the children's section. And then the next set of pictures are on the interior of the building, looking down the marketplace, and the opening on the left, kind of between the 2 ladders, there's a hallway. That hallway has 7 bathrooms, a janitor closet room, and a wellness room at the end. And then in the middle of the building where the lobby used to be and the bathrooms in the lobby used to be is the hands-on learning lab. And you can see that more on the picture on the right, also looking towards the former west entrance and the children's area, which will now be adult fiction. And then further into the former children's space will be the teen area. So just wanted to give you some updates on where we're at with the interior and large exterior openings.
I'll take it from here, Mr. Chair, trustees. Just wanted to give you an update on bookmobile activity in the month of March. So in the month of March, collectively, we worked to establish bookmobile stops. I think Mary's team did a large portion of that. So shout out to all of them. They did dry runs too to over 20 parks here. And so we basically established our bookmobile schedule for the foreseeable future. And we just started on April 6th. So as you could see on this map to the left, we have color-coded stops. This is where the bookmobile will be stopping throughout different days of the week. It's important to note that yellow stops aren't all being hit on the same day. They're going to be staggered from week to week. So, you know, for example, one Monday, April 6th was Rita Husky. Monday, April 13th is Seasons. Thank you. Might be time for contacts. So we have a lot of stops. Our team, Mary specifically, worked with the city, with the Main Street Market and other partners and the school district. Thank you, Nick, to establish a lot of these stops. So really wanting to utilize the bookmobile as much as possible and to have a mobile library throughout our community. So we're going to have a very active schedule. We already do. So those associate librarians we talked about a few months ago, they got training in March. They did a lot of dry runs. They're all feeling confident and they're doing a great job. So a lot of people to name, but my team, Dan's team, Jenny's team all collaborated on the vehicle maintenance, on the collections maintenance of that vehicle, and then all the logistics. So, you know, big shout out to everyone. We're excited to have that going. Nick?
I was just going to jump in real quick and say that the generator was finally replaced with a brand new generator. The generator has been the bane of our existence for the bookmobile and repairs over the years. So rather than trying to continually duct tape it together, we replaced it. Otherwise, the bookmobile is in actually really good shape, considering the fact that it's 25 years old, and it doesn't have that many miles. The biggest thing was the generator was always giving us problems of some sort, and so getting that replaced should alleviate most of those maintenance problems that we've had and allow us to go out. And as Vasile said, we're going to be going out almost 4 times as many stops throughout the month as what we had been doing previously, while still maintaining a lot of the stops that we had previously done, mostly on Saturdays.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Nick, we do roughly 2 4-week rotations, and then the following 5th week is usually a maintenance week.
Yes. Anytime there's a 5th week in a month, it is scheduled as a maintenance week. And so there are no stops on that 5th week, allowing for Dan and his team to take the bookmobile into the shop, have it looked at, and they'll do oil changes, check the tires, look at the generator, make sure it's all set and good, make sure the air filters are good. And rather than waiting for something to go wrong, trying to keep just a routine maintenance on it.
Yeah. We love diesel engines, so hopefully it goes forever. Next slide. Thank you. Just wanted to share with you some highlights, fun and learning for the whole community. So we're back doing Tech for Reentry with formerly incarcerated folks. We partnered with St. Vincent de Paul to have a good space to host those programs with folks who are already there for resources. You may remember last month we had a model train show here at Orchard Park, which was a big hit, a little loud for a public library is what we learned. So, we may explore other options for the train show in the future, but it was very popular. Moby is also on the road. So we're doing Computer Lab at 8th Street Park. We're also doing MASH. So utilizing that vehicle, we have some more fun programs coming up next week for Moby that we're going to hit the road for. And then we had Mario Bash during spring break at Pinnacle, which was a big success. I guess they ahead of time planned to do indoor outdoor because they were just such large attendance. So it was a big hit. So, kind of all ages, interests, and backgrounds of folks that we're serving. So very excited to continue doing that. That's it for me. Any questions?
Questions from trustees? Josh, go ahead.
Mr. Chair, is that bookmobile location of stops and schedule, is that pushed out anywhere?
Trustee Cummings, yes, it is. MLD.org/bookmobile is the bookmobile page. We have that map on the main splash page, and there's a downloadable PDF of all the stops.
And I think it was in the recent email, the update email too.
Correct.
Laura?
Mr. Chair, I appreciate the bookmobile stops and the thoughtfulness that went into that. That's a really good use of tax dollars and the preventative maintenance to keep that in going. I have a question about the Cherry Lane bathrooms. Those are unisex, right?
Yes, the restrooms at all of our locations are unisex, single occupant user. We don't have traditional shared restroom set up in any of our locations.
Perfect. Thank you.
Question just regarding one of the items in the additional materials. I know I asked last time on the to be a future agenda item to talk about the boundary line adjustments, but it looks like, at least in the additional items, that's been completed. Any comments there? If not, or if you don't feel prepared, that's okay.
Mr. Chair, Trustee Castle, yes, that happened, I think, the day of the meeting. And I want to say I found out the next morning, or maybe even like after the meeting that night, that the county had processed the boundary change with Ada Community Library District and us. And they didn't give us a heads up that they were going to be processing, but they processed, it's gone through, and it goes into effect starting next tax year.
Is there any publicity we need to make to affected residents, or they just see a change on their assessors?
They'll just see a
report?
change.
Okay.
Yeah. There's nothing.
It will change with potentially people coming in for a library card.
Potentially but it won't show up on the assessor's website till that next tax year.
Okay.
So there's nothing that is imminent in terms of change for anybody, because it has to go into effect for the county.
Okay.
So once they make all their changes, then we'll start to see that, but it'll be a little while before we see any of those manifest. It doesn't affect a large chunk either. If you
Right.
can remember, it's pretty small slivers of properties to better align them with our districts versus when they set it up in the 70s.
Follow up on that, Director. I know that we talked a little bit about maybe doing some type of outreach to maybe affected areas. Has there been a further discussion on that? If not, that's okay. Just, wanted to bring that back forward from our prior discussions.
Nothing extraordinarily planned. I think the biggest thing is making sure that we're, with the bookmobile and some of our other efforts, making sure that we're serving all parts of our district and making sure that we do a good job of going to all parts of the district and not just hoping that people come to us. Trying to get as close to where is convenient for people to meet us. But specifically to those areas, no, it's not off the table, but nothing imminent at this point.
Thank you.
Garrett, thanks for bringing that up. Nick, I've got two quick questions. Schedule for Cherry Lane renovations still on track with what we talked about last time?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
We're looking at the early first quarter or so of 2027.
Okay.
It's probably March-ish.
And that's for grand opening, or is that for substantial completion?
Substantial completion should be late 2026, probably November, December. And then we'll be looking at hopefully doing grand openings sometime in March would be our goal, depending on how the punch list of going from that 98% to 100% complete is.
Okay.
That last 2% takes a long time.
And then lastly, I presume that we also keep stats on attendance for bookmobile or interactions for the bookmobile.
Yes, we do.
Okay. That'll be fun to see. I was happy to see that increased schedule as well. Very well. So next up is item number 6 on the agenda, job descriptions. We have 3 job descriptions for review and discussion tonight, and we will hear about each one of those. That's okay.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chair. The first 2 with resource coordinator and administrative assistant are largely just language changes. They're more than what would fit into consent, therefore they weren't in consent. And then the third one is the finance coordinator. It is a position that we had previously somewhat, but we had an admin assistant working in that role, and rather than have that person continue in the admin piece, really defining what that finance coordinator job is, and then taking some of that out of the admin assistant job description. So pretty straightforward, but happy to answer any questions that you might have on any of those.
So are the administrative assistant changes related to the finance coordinator changes, or?
Partially, it took out a little bit of the finance component that was in there with the admin assistant, so that it wasn't, because it had been integrated into the admin assistant piece, but we'd taken that out now that we're bringing the finance coordinator position forward.
Questions from trustees, comments? There's 3 descriptions here, but I think I'm comfortable if everybody else is. Let's just approve these as one action item.
Is that,
I accept that. Or I second
I
that.
don't, Mr. I don't know that we should do that. I don't know.
Let's live life on the edge tonight.
Okay. Fair.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Trustee Castle.
With all 3.
With all 3 described in the motion. Yes.
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead, Garrett.
I move that we accept the job descriptions of the resource coordinator, administrative assistant, and financial coordinator as they've been redlined and drafted.
I second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Is Destiny on? Is she gonna? Any opposed? Maybe she's gonna oppose. All right, motion carries. Item number 7 on the agenda is a policy review for the lending guidelines. Fairly minor, but let's talk about it. Mr. Grove.
Salary schedule is, oh, sorry, lending guidelines. This one's you. Sorry.
Basile? Okay.
Mr. Chair, I could talk about that. So lending guidelines, the only update we made is to incorporate internet use only cards in said guidelines. Internet use only cards will be available for out of district patrons, people who are visiting family in town, etc. They will be free, and they will be only for using our internet services at the library. So no specifics really needed to make that happen outside of adding it to the policy.
Laura?
Mr. Chair, is this something that it's just a one-time application, or do they have to renew every time they come back, or what's the process on that?
Yeah, they'll likely have to renew every 6 months.
Okay.
But the card will still be there. A big part of why we did this is because we want to eliminate the use of guest passes as much as possible. Guest passes get often used and abused a little bit by folks who are eligible for library cards, or even folks who may be here for a long time, and every time we have to print them a new guest pass, and it just becomes cumbersome for us and the patron. So giving them a card that could either be something they use while they're in town, or something that leads to them eventually getting a full use card is the direction we wanted to go here.
Mr. Chair, it'll also help our library card numbers somewhat, not substantially, but it does give a truer sense of the use of the library beyond just the computer sessions. It gives us a truer sense of the number of individuals, whereas the guest passes only gives us the number of times that a computer is used. So it gives us it gives us both the computer use, but which is important for its own right, but the number of unique individuals that are using the services as well. And to that point, I didn't bring it up a few slides back, but the library card number as of this morning was 52,248. So we're 7,700. I was getting it. Yeah. Sevens. We're sevens away. So we're getting there.
Okay.
just thought I'd make sure to share that.
So the process here, typically a person walks into the library and says, may I use the computer? And then, yes, here's how it works. You fill this out and get a internet use only card.
Correct.
Thanks. Any further discussion or questions? If not, do we have a motion for this one?
I move that we approve the lending guidelines.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 8 is our salary schedule action item for tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This would be on consent other than the fact that it adds in the finance coordinator position. And so wanted to make sure that we had this in front of you after the approval of the finance coordinator position. Other than that change, there's no other changes to the salary schedule. Nothing with numbers, just adding the coordinator position.
Thank you. Dan, hold on just a second. Oh, gotcha.
Sorry. Yes.
Any further question or discussion on this item? Okay.
Mr. Chair,
Trustee Castle.
I move that we accept the amendments to the salary schedule as they stand.
I second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 9, future agenda items. Just as a note, I will be absent. I will be in attendance for the next month's meeting, but I will be remote, and Destiny has graciously agreed to conduct the meeting in person next month. So just as an FYI. That being said, what items should we add to the agenda or consider for the agenda?
I don't know if, yeah, also as a note, I will also be, I will not be in attendance at the next meeting.
Okay. Local or remote?
Local or remote.
Gotcha. Thank you. I think really the normal cadence we'll keep going with. If anyone has any additional items, any trustees or staff that want to propose some other items, please let me know.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
while it's unfair for me to ask for any items while I will be out, I wouldn't mind an update on the leisure lane just at some set frequency.
How about we save it till you're here?
And I would be fine if we save it to the June meeting. Yes.
Okay.
Well,
Mr. Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
I might need more guidance on what you're looking for. There's no changes to anything at this point. So beyond what I presented last month, there is ostensibly no change in what was presented. But if there's specific information that is sought, I can look to find it. But
Yeah, but without getting into a discussion tonight, I would say we probably should wait until Cherry's done and then let's see. But there's nothing wrong with trying to figure out what that might look like in advance too.
Mr. Chair, I'm perfectly fine if if things are working as they're functioning. I just was unsure if the access for Cherry Branch at all was impacted by Leisure Lane. Okay, if the access is not in any way, shape, or form impacted, I'm fine with that structure. Maybe I'll clarify a little bit. My hope is not necessarily that you would come to us with more information. I think that maybe the board needs to have more discussion about what would make sense for this piece of property. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Anyone else? All right. It is 7:24 and our meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.